Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time, welcome. If this is not, welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about catcalling. Unfortunately, if you're from New York or maybe from a lot of other places, you are so used to this stuff. Men are just men. They're just like, sometimes they can be really disgusting creatures, and unfortunately us women have to deal with unimaginable things, and it's unfair, and I'm completely against it. But you know, coming from New York, I definitely have an extra layer of skin, and I kind of, you know, as people would say, New York girls are aggressive. I think the reason why we're so aggressive is because of the things that we're used to on a daily basis. So we're used to catcalling. I used to live 1 block away from the train, and every single time that I would walk to that train station every day to go to school, mind you, as a young girl, maybe 14, 15, always there's some guy always trying to talk to you, always following you, you know, like they don't give up. Back in the days, they used to be very disrespectful. What they used to do, y'all know what they used to do. They used to try to talk to you, and then afterwards we'll be like, well, then you know what, F you then B, and you'll be like, yo, like you was just saying how good I look, and you was just following me, talking about you want to be my friend and all this stuff, and then now I'm all types of B's. Guys, unfortunately, this happens everywhere around the world, and you as a woman, unfortunately, like, you have to follow specific like measures. Like, you have to protect yourself. And I am grateful in a lot of ways that I grew up in New York, because like the streets, they raised me, y'all. Like I be ready, like I be so ready. Like, for example, right, even though I'm looking straight, I always know like who's on the side of me and who's behind me, like always. And I feel like you have to be well aware of your surroundings. You can never feel too comfortable. And even if it's a couple of y'all, like, you can never feel too comfortable. You can never feel too safe. And you have some men where, you know, there's different levels of catcalling there is. You know, you have some men who it's just, you know, gonna try to talk to you, and then if you say no, they'll back off. But you have some men that are extremely aggressive. They'll even like touch you. They'll even grab you. Like, I've been in a situation where like a guy has like grabbed my ass, and I'm like, did that just happen? Yes. And you feel completely violated as a woman, like, because we would not, us females would not just go around grabbing guys, you know what, like, we just would not do that. So for guys to just disrespect us and things like that is just, it's disgusting. And it is something that happens all around the world, including here in New York. And you have to be careful. Like I said, I always, like, I watch my surroundings. I'm never too attentive to my phone. I'm never just walking around looking down. I don't play loud headphones on my ears. Like, I need to hear, you know, like what's happening. Actually, I have a story for you guys. So the reason why I don't like listen to music outside is, you know, I'm traumatized. But the reason why I don't listen to music outside is because one time I was 15, I think 14 or 15. What happened was, this is when I was living in Brooklyn. I was in Brooklyn, and I went to the corner store. So the way the street that I lived on in Brooklyn is, it was a big street, but it just went straight. So this side was coming this side, and this side was going that side. It was a big street, like a big whatever, you know what I'm trying to say, whatever. So so what happened was, I was walking to the store, and if my house was here, the store was at the corner of the block. So I go to the corner store, and I notice that 2 guys were following me. So, you know, I'm from New York, so automatically I think, all right, I'm about to get robbed. Like, they're about to get crazy and they're about to rob me. So I go inside of the store, and I notice one of the guys go inside of the store with me, and the other guy disappears. So I'm like, all right, I see him. Again, I'm well aware, because you have to be aware of your surroundings. So I see the guy, he's kind of standing on the corner. So on this corner of the store, there is where you can get your frozen stuff. So he's sitting on the freezer, like he's chilling on the freezer. And I go in the back of the store, but I still see him up there. So I noticed that when I was coming in front of the store, he's by the freezer, he disappeared, like he left the store. So I figured, okay, what's about to happen is I'm about to go outside and he's about to rob me, because that's just, you know, you're from New York, it's just what you think. Excuse me. So I go outside and I start walking. Now remember, it's the corner store and I'm walking straight. I start walking and he follows me. So again, I'm ready for him to run up on me. Like, I'm ready for him to run up on me and, you know, rob me. So what I do, even though I live on this side of the street, I cross the street, because I don't know, like, it's just my street smart. Like, I felt like, okay, so we're here and he's following me, so I'm gonna cross the street while he's still, to see, you know, because sometimes you be bugging. Like, sometimes you be like, yo, like, is this really happening, or am I bugging? Like, so I felt like, you know what, like, if I cross the street and then he crossed the street, all right, I know he following me, you know. Sometimes it don't be about me, you know. So I just wanted to verify. So I crossed the street, and fair enough, he crosses the street. So I'm like, I confirm he followed me. As he's crossing the street, I cross back over, because remember, I still live on this side. So he crosses the street. So now I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to get scared. Like, I'm shit, it was about to happen. Like, do I run? But I knew that I wasn't close enough home to run. You know what I'm saying? Like, I needed to get just a little closer to home, because this is a long block. Like, it's not a typical block. So I was like, you know what? Like, let me see like what's gonna happen or whatever. Mind you, I had no money on me. I didn't have, like, God, I hate people sometimes. So I decided to cross the street again. As he crosses the street, I cross the street. Like, we're just, like, going like this at this point, because I'm like, no, I'm not about to just make it easy for him. So wind up happening is, I ended up on the right side for me to go home, and then he was on this side. I think he got aggravated or something at the fact that I was giving him a hard time, because I was well aware of what was happening. I wasn't aware of what was going to happen, but I was well aware that something was about to go down. So mind you, there's a girl who was on this side of the street, which he was about the same age as me. She got her headphones on. It's super loud. She is very unaware of, like, anything around her surroundings. She's just, you know, on her way home. Mind you, this is not like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. This is probably like 8 o'clock at night. So he is on this side of the street. He's closer to her. Now remember, there was 2 guys. So the second guy now pulls up. Swear to God, guys, it's a true story. He pulls up in a white van, and they grab the girl and they throw her in the van. Mind you, I yelled out to the top of my lungs to tell her, like, yo, look at your, like, yeah, behind you, like, look at your back or whatever. But she could not hear me because her headphones were so loud. Guys, I ran home. I ran home to my brother and I cried. I was like, oh my God, this is what just happened. Like, all this stuff. So we called the cops. We made a report, things like that. I still don't know what happened to that girl. I don't know what. I have no idea what was the situation or how she ended up. I prayed for her so hard. And oh my God, it was awful. That traumatized me for a very long time. So to this day, I will not wear headphones out in public. Like, it's like, what's the point of the headphones? Because isn't the point so that you can block out noise? But sometimes that is dangerous. Blocking out noise is dangerous, because if she didn't have the headphones on, maybe she had a chance. Maybe she didn't have a chance, but she had more of a chance to not have the headphones on from not hearing me than it would have been if she didn't have them. You know what I'm saying? So I can't. Like, I can't wear headphones in public. But, you know, it's easier for a guy to run up on you, you know, like, you just have to be well aware of your surroundings. And, you know, another thing, back to the catcalling, that was just a story time. But back to the catcalling, I know it's hard, but just ignore it. Like, and feel the vibe. Feel the vibe, because sometimes I notice that if you ignore a guy, sometimes it'll push him on more, or sometimes he can get very disrespectful than if you just say, oh, thank you, and then you move about your day. But then sometimes when you say, oh, thank you, like it pushes them to be more disrespectful. It pushes them to come on to you more and things like that. Like sometimes when you're too nice, just because you just want to be nice, not because you want anything, it pushes them more on you than when you're just like, you know, very like straightforward, leave me alone, I don't want to be bothered. But then sometimes if you're too straightforward, you can get killed like that. There are stories out there where a woman was like, no, leave me alone, da 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 da, and boom, he kills her. So it's really hard to figure out, you know, what's the best move. I don't think that there is one answer for catcalling. I think you have to feel the vibe. You have to see the type of guy it is. You have to see the situation. Are you alone? Are you with people? The type of environment you are in. Are you in a club where there's a whole bunch of people and a bouncer, or are you outside in a lone street when nobody's around? You know, like I feel like it depends on the situation and the location and all those other scenarios on how you should handle the situation. But don't ever let anybody disrespect you. Don't ever let anybody put your hands on you. You know, depending on the country, it's actually really sad. In some countries, even if you go to the police, nothing is done, which is why in some places they don't have a problem doing it. They don't even have a problem doing it in front of the cops. They'll fill you up right on the bus, and as soon as you say something, there's nothing, you know, there's nothing, you tell the cops and the cops is like, okay, you know, because unfortunately in a lot of places, you know, women are still not respected. So I feel like, you know, just be aware, try to avoid situations. Like for me, you know, whenever I see too many men in one place, like I already know how men are. Like I'll go the long way. Like I'm not walking down that street knowing there's like 5 guys there, and as soon as I walk by, and I'm just one of those people who don't like attention. Even when I was in school and guys would be like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. Look at your hair. Look at this. Like I just don't like attention. So if I see it, I'll just be like, you know what? I'm gonna go the other way. Like I'm just not even gonna bypass these people. You know, obviously you can't help it, and there's gonna be situations that you're gonna be in, and you just have to, you know, get your way out of it, but you know, obviously in the safest way as possible. So if you have gone through a catcalling experience, please comment below. I want to hear how'd you get out of it, like what'd you do. I know some people, that aggressive shit works, you know, like they're like, yo, leave me alone, like it works, and then sometimes it doesn't. So yeah guys, make sure you subscribe and like, comment my video.